Good night, everyone. Good night, everyone. Let me quiet down the music. Okay. Do the music. All right, guys. Good night, everyone. All right. So as you see tonight, guys, you see the topic is the new way of life is basically indoor living, and it might sound pretty strange. It might sound like, what are you talking about? But when you really look at it, it's for real. The new way of life is basically living indoor. With me here tonight, I have brother Paul with me here tonight, and we was basically reasoning on this kind of topic, and he basically was asking me a few questions, about because he's a younger person than me. So he basically was asking me this type of question of in my time. So we're gonna have a dialogue tonight. We're gonna be talking about times gone by. So he's gonna be asking me question about in my time to now. All right. So hold on a minute, guys. Let's make this happen. All right. All right. So hey, what's up? Hey, James, how you doing? Good night. Thank you for being here. Yes, me and the family is doing pretty well. I hope you and your family is doing well, doing good as well. Good to see you. Didn't see you for a while. Glad to see you. So if I see you, that's mean you okay. That's wonderful. Happy holidays. Yes, guys. So tonight we're gonna talk about the new way of life, basically compare to back in the days. So, Brother Paul, I'm gonna let you introduce yourself. I'm gonna let you introduce yourself.
Hello, everybody. How everybody doing? My name is Paul, and I'm the younger, so I don't want to share my input and talk about what's going on in today and what's what I'm saying. Ask some questions. I have a lot of questions to ask and stuff like that. So yes, I hope everybody's doing good. Um,
All
yeah.
right. All right. So, all right, Paul. When you as a younger, you're welcome. You as a younger person than I am, and I know you don't have the experience that I experience. I know you don't. In my time growing up, I know you wasn't born as yet. I know that. I can see it in your face. All right. But what you wanna ask me basically about all the times compared to now?
Yes, yeah. I want to ask you. I want to ask you, like, how was it back then for you? Back then, growing up as a child and stuff like that. How was it for you? You know.
Well, it's different. It's really different to the compare to your time,
Yeah.
because in my time, things was really different. We didn't have the vehicle to drive us. Like to the world, you have the school bus picking up people. We have van driving to take people to school. In my time, it was nothing like that.
Wow. So
Yeah.
what was that? What was y'all? You had to walk. Did you have to walk to school?
Yes, walk to school. And I'm
Wow.
gonna tell you this. In them time, you had chores to do before you go to school. So you got to get up like maybe 4 o'clock in the morning. You got to go fetch the water because you got to bring water.
So was there no water like to supply? Y'all couldn't turn on the sink. There was no sinks. Was there any sinks like in your house to like catch water and stuff like that?
Well, in them time, it didn't have running water. Guys, let me know if you guys hearing. Okay, James, you can't hear that well. Let me know, guys. All right. So it had running water, but the water, you see, like today, we have the water in our house where we just turn on the water. In those times, you had us to travel maybe a mile, maybe half a mile to go to the pipe to get water. And at a certain time, the water closes off. So if you ain't get up early, if you ain't get up early enough, you mightn't get no water. No, you got to start to go different places where might be another 2 miles to catch water. So you got to get up a certain time. Then after that, you still have the sheep, the goat, to chicken to feed. Before you go to school, you got to clean the yard. So it was different. You know, I don't think the kids today could make that.
Yeah, we just gotta get up, brush our teeth, freshen up, and go on our way to school. We don't have to do all that stuff. So that's it's crazy that you say that now because it sounds pretty weird to me because we don't have to do that in our times. Like if I need water, I can go to the sink. You know what I'm saying? If I, you know what I'm saying?
I hear you fine, but song like he's talking from across the room. Okay. They're hearing me, but they're not hearing you. Okay. All right, let me turn it around. Okay. So go ahead.
Right. So as I was saying, yeah, like it sounds pretty weird to me because if I want water, I can go to the sink. You know what I'm saying? Anytime I want, I can go to the sink and get water. And you had to wake up in the morning at a certain time to get water. It sounds pretty crazy. You know what I'm saying? It sounds different. It sounds different to me if that makes sense. Like it sounds you know.
Yes, it's definitely different. It's definitely different. So it's definitely different because in today you don't have to do so much. You just got
Yeah.
to get up, get yourself
Get up
together.
and go to school.
And
You're on the
people these
bus.
days are what I'm seeing people walking out and the bus is there waiting for them. Well,
Yes.
that's in the different places. I'm sure in different islands, different country, people don't have the luxury. We don't have the luxury of the bus, but you have the bus to take you guys
Yes.
in your time going. So that's wonderful.
Yes, it is. It really is. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of blessed to have all this stuff where I don't have to, get up and go catch water early in the morning because I don't think anybody want to do that. You know what I'm saying? That's
Especially into the world, people don't
yeah.
want to do that. But you see, when you live that type of life,
I think you're accustomed. You
you
get used to it.
understand. So and you appreciate. The thing is, you be more appreciative, especially now, because you know the life you live, the where you come from, and the getting up early and morning, and then now you could just turn on the pipe and
Yes.
get the water to shower with. So it's different. So we appreciate that. But the younger version, the younger generation, they don't know about that life. So it's like they just know about the life they live today. We know it's like the bridge from that generation and bring forth to this one. So now we cannot tell the children to get up and go jog the water, to go in the mountain and tie out the animal before that. These kids is not gonna do that today. So it's so different.
Yes, yes, and then it's like right now for you. stuff like that don't seem that hard. But for me to wake up in the morning before I go to school and feed animals and enjoy water for us to drink and bathe with, it sounds really difficult. But for you, it might sound like something you was doing and you're used to. So it's like, what I'm saying, you might be looking at me like, oh, I'm lazy or something like that, but it's just not what I'm used to. What I'm saying, I'm used to just, getting up and going to take a shower when I want to, and not having to, what I'm saying, it's chicken if I need chicken, I'm saying, supermarkets and stuff like that. Y'all had to grow your own farms and stuff like that. So it's really different. I feel like times really changed. It really did.
Yes, definitely. No, I wouldn't say you lazy, and you explain it for yourself. It's not about being lazy, it's about what you know.
Yeah.
We had no choice. This is how we eat. This is how we live. No, in this time you have options. So it's not about being lazy. Okay, James said we had structure and this discipline in those days. Yes, I heard. Okay, all right. Yes, as James said, we had structure and discipline. Yes, there's things we just know that we had was to do on an everyday basis. It was a way of life in those days. Yes, definitely. Definitely. It was a way of life. So it's you already know when you get up in the morning what you gotta do. You already know I gotta get up and go jog the water. I gotta get up and go feed the animal. So this is something we know. And what we wasn't even complaining because we know this if you don't do it, then you're not gonna get no water. If you don't tie out the sheep, then they're not gonna grow and able to make young one for able for you to get. So it was a way of life, and yes, it's way different today.
Yes, that is that. Wow. Wow, that it sounds different to me. It sounds really different. Maybe in the future we might not have to even leave our beds. Like it might be robots just brushing our teeth for us and stuff like that. Because what I'm saying, it seems like stuff is getting easier and easier in the years. It's just gonna make us more, what I'm saying, unaware and less educated and stuff like that. Because what I'm saying, I feel like it's important to know how to catch a fire. It's important to grow your own food and stuff like that. And people these days might not want to do that or know how to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like is the world making, what I'm saying, making everything easy so we could be less educated and not know how to do anything for ourselves, less independent. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Right, right, right. And then if you notice what's going on now, it's becoming a wall now where is everything is by the touch of your finger.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You wasn't back in my time, but you know different than everything at the touch of the tip of your finger.
Right.
Now, today, you could have a machine program that every you program it to come out of your garage like a lawnmower. They have
Right.
lawnmower robot that you could program it to come out of your garage, cut the yard, and go back inside. You understand? The only thing is, it know not to come out on a rainy day. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You remember when you know the movie I Robot
Right. I
with
know.
Will
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Right, you know that movie.
Yeah.
That movie, we was watching the movie how long ago? So much years ago. And I was looking at that movie and I'm saying, you know what? The world gonna be like this one day. And guess what? It's happening.
Yes, it
The,
is.
you know, where a lot of people looking for, a lot of people looking for to see robot walking around.
Yeah.
You understand? But that's not the case. It's many ways there's robots. You understand? They don't have to be walking around to be a robot.
Yeah.
A machine program is actually a robot. So what you for okay, let me see what Mr. James say. Bro, it was different for the better. People had better. I agree with that. That's so true. James, that's so true. Because the food was real. Yes, you know where it came from. Definitely. I agree with that.
And you didn't need a gym. So how, was the food? So like, was the food giving you everything you needed? Like, because nowadays it's probably limit to what they're giving us, and they're probably injecting stuff in the chicken and everything they're giving us. So like, wait, what can you explain? What did you mean by you didn't need a gym? Like, what was that? Like, or did you guys have your own stuff that you guys lifted around the house and stuff like that?
Okay, let me explain it a little. Mr. James might put it in the chat, but let me explain a little what he mean by gym. No, the food we eat had so much nutrients, so much mineral, so much vitamins that our body needs. So we was actually getting that from our food because we
Oh,
was growing our food natural. You
right,
see, we was growing our food natural. Then the walking we had was to do. The walking we had was to do
right,
miles to go to the mountain, miles to go tie up
right.
the
So it was.
animal, miles to go to school, back and forth, miles to so the walking
It
alone,
had your body in shape already.
right. And then the
Wow.
food was on another
Yeah.
level. Then the animal we used to eat the animal we used to eat was very healthy in them time because the animal was feeding off of grass. You know,
Right.
we used to grow, I remember we used to grow rabbit, and our rabbit used to feed from vines. Now,
Wow.
today they have feed for rabbit. They
Yeah.
have feed that they
Yeah.
make for rabbit. You have feed that they make for cow, chicken. We used to grow corn and rice just to feed our chicken.
Wow.
You understand? No, in today you have all different type of food that
Yeah, that they're giving. Yes, and the
right.
pet food and all that, So yeah, I think that's what's also, what I'm saying, because what they eat is what they eat. Them eating grass is giving them all the nutrients in their body. I'm
Right.
saying? So when you eat them, it's like you're getting all the
Ex-
nutrients and
exactly.
all the stuff
Exactly.
that you needed. And now
Exactly.
they're making these little foods and stuff that have nothing that they need or is gonna help us. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna not gonna help us at all. I feel like little foods that they're giving these animals nowadays.
Well, you know what? I think this start. I'm not sure. Allegedly, okay, let me see. I had to feed animal before I went to school and pull weed when I come home.
Oh
Eggs,
wow.
right? Same, same thing here. So you see, this is where he explaining. He explaining these are the things he had us to do. So a body was more fit, more physical fit, and then also the food he was eating was even more healthy because even though he was using animal poop to put around the food like the
Right.
cow and all them things, you still was getting healthy food because the animal them was eating fresh grass.
Wow. It was a balanced life between work and play. Wow.
Yes, yes. And one thing your parents used to tell you, no play before work. So you make sure you go and do all your chores and then you could go and play and have fun. So it was beautiful time to know. You see, and then time you have a lot of time outdoors to play. Like in the evening after school, you do your chores, then you run outside and you play and you have fun. On the weekend, you have time to have fun. What we're seeing today is it start to get in a indoor living,
Yeah.
a indoor lifestyle. This is what I'm seeing now. A indoor lifestyle.
Yeah. I can agree. I can agree on that.
You notice how there's a lot of storage. I don't know if you notice, but you notice a lot of storage is building.
Yeah.
Everywhere
Yeah.
they building storage. And my my idea on that is people prefer now. Now, what I'm noticing as well, for the new generation, the new lifestyle, we learn, James say, okay, let me see, put it on the screen. James say, we learn a lot about life from living that way. That's true. It was like a teacher. So we learn every day about how we live in. Now, today what I'm noticing people, there's a lot of tiny home start building. A lot of tiny home. What is tiny home? Tiny home is the small houses. These little small houses where maybe you might have one bedroom, the kitchen and the dining, small space. People actually start living in, prefer living in small spaces, and then they have a storage where they rent. So instead of having a big, huge house with 4, 5, 6 bedroom, they only want a 1 bedroom. And then they have a storage where they store their stuff. So now they go to the storage when they need to. I mean, that could be a comfortable life as well. But this is what we see happening now. What's your take on that?
On the storages and little
And
houses.
living in smaller house now than bigger house. Do you prefer living in 5, 6 bedroom house or a small tiny home once you're comfortable?
Yeah, I feel like once you're comfortable, you know what I'm saying. If you have, it depends. I feel like when everybody you have a lot of kids and you might need the bigger house and the more bedrooms and stuff like that. But if it's just you, you should be comfortable with living in a little tiny little home that you can cook and do what you got to do in there, and you know what I'm saying, and still be active and you know what I'm saying, doing stuff that you have to get done. I feel like a lot of people get that twisted. You know what I'm saying? If it's only you, then what do you need a big house for? You know what I'm saying? It's not needed. You need a small little house where you can still do what you got to do in there. I feel like those are for like the people with big families and stuff like that. So I feel like that's what I think on little tiny homes. If you're comfortable in it and it's just you and you know what I'm saying, I can be comfortable, then yes, that's for you. But you know what I'm saying, the bigger houses I feel like it's for the big families and stuff like that.
Okay, I understand your point on that. And there's a very strong point. But having big house was the norm. Everybody want a big house. You understand? No, these big house is very expensive
Yes.
and very hard to maintain. So you as a poor person having a big house, you got to think about the maintenance because maintaining that house is really not easy. And I'm thinking that's how the younger generation thinking, and not really the younger generation. It don't have to be just the younger generation. It's about the way of life today. Why having a massive house and it's you alone, like Paul say, if you have a big family, then. But if it's you alone, focus on that's something you can maintain. Because at the end of the day, maintenance ain't cheap. Okay, let me see what the brother
Yes.
say. I think the main reason for tiny home movement is expensive to live. Exactly. Exactly, James. It is expensive to live today. And then when you have a tiny home, it's more easier to maintain. And I really do believe that's what people thinking about today. And then what I've noticed as well, a lot of people not into the big yard because a lot of people not trying to be cutting any grass. So what thing is absolutely changing, and I've realizing as well, as far as I understand, I know two people who have machine cleaning their home right at this time. Okay. Yes, 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 yes. Sorry for that, guys. So
Some of them are portable. You have little homes that you can bring around everywhere with you. Yes.
right, portable. So exactly. And what I see as well, like James now say, people is renting land and put them on top of the land.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good idea. I mean, it's a way of living. But how you see the future, Paul? What do you think for the future? For what? Because this is your time. This is your way of living. This is what you know. How you
So
see the future? You think soon there are gonna be people actually going outside and walk, or you think robot will be doing that?
yes, at the rate we're going at now, and all the the stuff they're introducing, and I'm starting to see robots and all type of stuff. They're making robots like that in the future. I'm pretty sure that you will not have to leave your house to do anything. You won't even get work. I feel like you won't even have to do anything but lay in your bed at this rate we're going at now, because I feel like robots is taking over everything. They have an Amazon store where you don't like it's cameras everywhere. They know everything you pick up. Yeah, I think you have to scan your car before you go in there, and you just walk out with the stuff, and they take money off your car like that. That is crazy. It's no need for workers then. There is no need for workers if y'all gonna have stuff like that walking around and scanning your card and cameras, and they know everything you get. So it's like people's not gonna get jobs, and that is kind of concerning, because what are we gonna be doing to get money? Like, is there gonna be supplying us with stuff, or I usually have to pay? And because if we can't get jobs, how can we pay and afford stuff in the future? And then I'm saying, houses and stuff like that. How can we afford this stuff if we can't get jobs? If they run us out of jobs, like, would they like what is the plans for the future? Honestly, I'm worried. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, at this rate, we nothing for us to do in the world. Robots will be running around the streets and driving and doing all type of stuff. It won't be nothing for us to do. So what do you think? What do you think that what's gonna happen in the future with these robots and
Well, man, you said it all day. I'm just saying, and you know, it is scary. It is scary, and what you know said it make a lot of sense, and it is scary
yeah.
because, like you say, there are stores already. Okay, Michelle Nixie. It's let me see what Michelle. It's easier.
Have a small house.
It's easier to have a small house. I use my land for planting while what I like to eat. Beautiful. Beautiful. I agree with that too. I agree with that too. Small space and use the land to grow food. Yes, I agree with that. Yes, so you was asking me, what do I see for the future? What do I think? Well, I think it's pretty scary because, like you said, if you don't have no job,
How will you
How will
pay?
you afford a mortgage? How will you afford rent? What is really going on? Because now the bottom line is the more technology advances, the more lazy people get, the more lazy people get, the more skilled people lose their survival out there. Yep, yep. Because I mean, it's happening already. It's happening already. It's really happening. Yes. So what I'm seeing it's scary because if you can't pay your rent, what gonna happen? That's homeless. If you can't pay a mortgage, what gonna happen? That's homeless. If you can't, if you can't pay for food, that's starvation. This is why we encourage people to grow something. This is why we encourage, at least you able to grow something. You see what I'm coming from? Because it's becoming a time when you might be able to afford food. Look around. Not because it mightn't be happening to you, mean it's not happening. It's happening. People losing their job, people losing their home, people losing all kind of their apartment. Why? Because, and the truth is, like James said, people are getting lazier today because of technology. And this means technology been taking away jobs for a long time. I don't know if we was paying attention, but yes, technology been taking away land for jobs for a long time. When we go back to the musician, let me go back to the musician. Paul, in the older time, you see, like today, all someone have to do is go on a computer and the computer create music.
Yes.
You only got to get the software. Well, in that time, people had also create music.
Yes, like drums.
Right, guitar.
Right.
People had also create music, meaning they got to know how to play their guitar.
Yeah.
They got to know how to play their drum. And they have the composer, you have the arrange. All this had also come in place to create music. From the time computers start taking over, what happened?
Yeah,
they don't need the guitarists. They
it.
don't need the drummists. The computer. So these things been taking jobs from for a long time. Now we're looking at cars. We see there's cars already driving themselves.
Already.
All right. When we look at trucks, what we see? We see trucks already driving for themselves. What gonna be happening in the next 10 years? It is scary. Are you right? Especially for you guys, because this is where you guys gonna be living.
Yeah.
This is your time. So it is scary to know that robots everywhere, in every aspect, people losing job.
Yeah.
In every aspect, people losing jobs. So it ain't easy, man. Let me see. James say.
So this situation makes us divided. Most people today think folks are crazy because they're building cabins in the woods and living off the land. People are really doing that? Wow.
Listen to me. There's people who understand what is going on. And there's people who not waiting for the fire to start burning to start running. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's people who preparing themselves before that time because they see it coming from a distance.
It is.
You know? So yes, people gonna believe you crazy. And this is how the wall is.
Yeah.
every time you realize something and you wanna divorce yourself from it, you crazy. You gotta be with the norm or you crazy. If people building cabin in the bushes,
Yeah.
that mean they crazy. That mean there's
That's
some smart people.
weird. They're weird of what's going on in this
I
world
mean,
too.
come on. If you building cabin in the bushes, you're smart because you understand. And I'm gonna tell you tonight, Paul. I know you grow your own food.
Yes.
I know you do that. Teach anyone around you how to grow their food.
Yes, I try. I try
Yes.
to. Yes.
Start to catch fire outdoors. Learn to catch fire outdoors. Do these type of things and
Right.
show the people around you that they could learn and catch on as well.
Right. Maybe spread to more people.
Yes, because if we don't do it, and if you don't do it, these knowledge gonna just disappear.
Yeah.
Because just now people will be snapping the finger and the stove goes on.
Yeah.
You understand?
No, honestly, that's no.
If you notice, they already have where you could clap and your light
Lights
comes
come
on.
Yep.
So think about it.
Soon you'll be thinking what you want and it's just gonna happen. That's what's going on now. And where it's heading to.
Definitely. So the world, I really think it's gonna be an indoor. I think it's gonna be, well, not we, but the new generation, the people who coming up. I think it's gonna be a more indoor living than outdoor. If you notice, like right now, they start looking at the growing meat indoors now.
Right, yeah, lab grown.
They don't need to rear a cow in the field. Allegedly, I'm hearing that happening indoors in labs growing meat.
Right. Yeah, I heard about that too.
So could you imagine in next 10, 15 years from now?
And to the newcomers, it's gonna be normal to them. It's gonna be like that's how it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? That's
Right, because that's what they know.
Yeah.
That's what they grow into. This is what they see.
Yeah.
You understand? You know that you grow up knowing if you want to go somewhere, you got to go in the bus or you got to jump in a vehicle and go.
Right.
And someone driving it.
Right.
Now, it already happening where the car drives itself. And it's scary. I don't know how people is taking this, but it's scary as hell, just like what you said. If there's no job, what's the plan? What is the plan if there's no job?
Right.
If there's no job, what is the plan? Hey, good night, everyone. How you guys doing tonight? Good to see you all. Well, Paul, I'm not gonna lie, this was a real serious conversation. And I just want to say thank you for taking the time out for us to have this conversation. And I hope we could have more conversation like this, that young people like you could, mightn't see, they might prefer listen to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I just want to say thank you, man.
Yes, you're welcome.
Appreciate you, all right? Okay, let me see what James say.
I think the best thing people and do for themselves is to learn how to bring the best of the new and old together to be a force and capitalize on survival.
Yep. Survival is the key, man, because you have to fight to survive. Survival is the key.
Yeah, and I feel like, like I said, back in our times, the older people would tell the younger people, give them some knowledge and and wisdom. But now I feel like the older people and younger people are separate, and no older people don't like kids and all type of stuff. I feel like now, so I feel like you're right when you say that. I feel like we gotta to come together as a force and really and talk about survival and learn these things together.
Man, that's sad to hear. If there's people who don't like kids, I don't know what to say, man, because
Yeah,
regardless of what, you are kids one day. You grow from kids and grow up. So
right.
not liking kids is crazy
Yeah,
because the kids are the future. We got to try to, yes, you know, thank you. I'm glad you said that because in my time growing up, I remember you could have sit down with your grandmother, your grandfather, or your uncle, or whoever elders in the village. You could have sit down with them and you could have conversation with them. You could have talk and they would have tell you what happened, you know, give you certain information. So you have these information growing up.
right.
You guys don't have that today, and it's sad.
Yeah,
And you're correct. You guys don't have that connection with the older people today, like how we had that.
yeah,
So the knowledge is not passing down because
yeah.
there's no togetherness to continue that journey.
Yeah, and I feel like that's why a lot of the younger kids is doing dumb stuff and getting caught in dumb things because they don't have, the older people to tell them what like how it was back then and give them some knowledge. For those who have land and learn how to keep your taxes low, by doing so you can cash in cans to pay your taxes. However, today you can make a living without working and work online, right?
That is true. That is true. Because that's basically the new life. Okay, let me see.
People need to stop falling for the tricks of big business and ad campaigns. If you keep your world small and save your money, you'll be better prepared for your own future.
Definitely. Definitely Michelle Nix. Definitely. You guys hitting some serious point. Definitely. That is definitely true. We fall for the tricks too many times. We fall for the tricks too many times. And it's crazy that people still doing it today. Even though after all that we see goes on today, people still falling for the tricks. You understand? Say it again, mix. They don't, yeah, 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 loud and clear. Let me read it out. People need to stop falling for the tricks of big business campaign, right? If you keep your wall small and save your money, you will be better prepared for definitely. I truly agree with that. I agree with that. Keep your wall small. All these entertainment and these advertisements and all they do cause you to push your hand in your pocket and spend the little money you have. I hope you guys know by now, Christmas is not to spend all your money. You still have New Year's coming. You still have a New Year approaching. So you have to balance it. All right? Don't go out and spend everything you have between Christmas and New Year's, and then the day after New Year's, you back to square one again. That don't make any sense. Don't make no sense at all. All right? Time is getting hard and it's not getting easier. Like James said a while ago, there's jobs online. This is what I'm saying. We the new world gonna be living indoors. It's gonna be a more indoor thing. You order your food, you walk online, you order whatever you need from the online, you all these things right from your door. So very soon it's gonna be an indoor lifestyle than outdoor.
It's the people that fall for it It's the people that fall for it, or very ones who think that those who have a cabin in the woods are crazy.
Yep, yep. Well, for me, a person in the cabin is a very smart person. A person who build a cabin in the wood. To me, that's a very smart person.
If you don't need it, don't buy it. Right.
Yeah, you know, there's a thing. There's a thing where a lot of us get caught up with. And it's sale. Oh, today's sale.
Yeah.
40% off, 30% off. And guess what?
It should have been that price to begin with. It shouldn't even, you know what I'm saying?
All right. But guess what? You have your liquor money put aside.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And there's an ad up in the store, oh, 30% off, 40% off. And what do? You fall for the chicks. You fall for the chicks and go take your money and go on shopping. And then guess what? You go on shopping and what you do? You put the stuff then in a closet. No, if you don't need it, don't buy it. Like James said, if you don't need it, don't buy it. Buying stuff and put down, it's better buy a piece of land, guys. It's best you buy a piece of land and put it down. You know what? The value gonna keep climbing. You buy clothes, you buy whatever, put them in your closet. They're just there. And if you want to sell them, you cannot get nothing for them. You see what I'm saying? But the land, the value gonna rise. So the mindset I will encourage people into today is try to invest in land. Try to invest in land. Hey, Paul, did you? Okay, all right. But I'm encouraging every young person invest in land and not clothes and shoes.
Right. Yes, you are correct, James. Usually, everything a person needs is typically already in your home. All right.
I agree with that. I agree with that. Because you have shoes, you have pots, you have all different type of stuff. But because an advertisement come up for 50% off, you take your money that you should be saving and go on shopping.
Keeping up with the Jones will make you broke and look like you got money, but eating beans, but eating beans and rice or bone broth.
You know what, man? I don't want to look like I have money. I rather look simple. Because to some people, the clothes and the shoes that they put on make them feel like like they're somebody. You
Yeah.
understand? Clothes and shoes is like nothing. A piece of land is something. That's where you need to put your focus on. Invest in a piece of land. The value land don't rotten. And the value could keep climbing.
Right.
Like you know what old guy tell me one time? He said, invest in real estate rather than a number plate. You know what I mean? Invest in real estate rather than a number plate. What he's saying is, it's better you invest in buying homes, land, property, than trying to buy the most expensive car out there. You see what I'm coming from? You have a car for $100,000, but the living condition ain't adding up. That don't make sense.
Yeah.
It's better you invest in a piece of land or a property and have your little car. Drive it when you could afford something different.
Yeah,
Then
then you, yeah. The only thing you need more than that in your home are the skills that make your hard time look easy. Yeah, the skills. Yeah, you need
yeah,
the skills. That is true.
yeah. And listen me, with us in this time we heading for now, a skill is very important. Paul, as a young person growing up, try to learn as much skills as you can. It's
Yeah.
important.
Yeah.
It's definitely important. Yes. Definitely important because when you look around today, right? Especially you have a home and the maintenance of the home is so expensive. And every time something wrong, you gotta call someone. You might have to
Yeah.
call a plumber. You might have to call an electrician. You see what I'm saying? You might have to
Yeah.
call somebody to fix the roof. And all these is thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So with the skill, it make it easier for you. Because if you have a plumbing problem, you
You
could
could
fix
do
that
it.
yourself.
Save yourself some money.
And you know what's crazy? Plumbing ain't that hard.
Yeah, I don't find it hard at all.
Listen to me. Plumbing is one of the easiest skill. I'm telling you. Once you understand plumbing, it becomes so easy. Even electrical.
Yeah, no, let you. Yeah.
But you have to know and understand. I'm not
Yeah.
just saying you could just go and do electrical.
Yeah,
That's not what I'm
it's
saying.
gonna take time for you to learn.
Yes,
Do
but
what you
once
want.
you get the gig of it, it's become easy. So these skills ain't as hard as it may seem. It ain't as hard as they must seem.
Planter, you well see so much where you'll see 150,000 in the driveway and don't own where they live.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about, James. That's exactly what I'm talking about. To me, that don't make any sense. It don't make any sense. How when you think about a part?
Yeah, though that's crazy.
As a young person, I'm asking you that question because maybe some young person might hear it from you as a young person. What you think about $150 in your driveway and you own nowhere?
That's the generation now. I feel like everybody's focused on, you know what I'm saying, and putting on a show for other people, and you know what I'm saying, they really don't got their stuff together, because how can you have $150,000 but you're not, you're still, you know what I'm saying, you still don't own where you're living. You should be trying to focus on buying, you know, a house for yourself, for somebody else that you can rent out to, or you can do smarter things with your money. You know what I'm saying? That's keeping up with the Jones. Yes, that is. That is.
Yes, that don't make any sense to me at all.
Yeah, me either.
Makes zero sense to me. I prefer to have a house and a garage. Then I'll think about that. You have somewhere to park it, but your house got to come first.
Yeah.
And then the thing about it is the value from the time you drive off the lot with the vehicle, the value start going down. You
Yeah, with the
understand?
car?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the mileage.
Yeah.
The mileage start climbing, the value start dropping.
Yeah.
So they don't hold value. A piece of land could be $10,000 today and could be $50,000 next year.
Yeah.
Depends on what happening around the area.
Yeah. Putting on a show for people who don't care about exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. It don't make no sense. I think people just need to just live. Pay attention to themselves and not too much, because the more you look, the more you see. And sometimes some people cannot see and don't want. So the more they look, the more they see, the more they want.
Yeah.
So people like that need to just focus on their self and not on what other people have. Because some people, they see the neighbor buy a brand new car and they feel they should buy a brand new car too, even though they know they can't afford it.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. It really don't. So to me is invest. Let your investment make sense. Let your time you invest make sense. But we living in a world today where in the future, I really believe it's going to be an indoor lifestyle. Indoor living. I don't think if I can live that, because I have to go out and grow my food. I got to go out and do liquor stuff. But the younger people might be just okay with that. Okay, people priority are so confusing. Some people, Michelle Nixie, people priority are so confusing. Some people don't like to think ahead. Yes, live and keep your money in your pocket. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Got to focus on the real, man. Focus on what's happening. Focus on what's really coming. These are things you got to focus in and stop. Do the right thing and invest in the right thing. And the time you showing, you try to impress people. You can't impress people these days, man. You cannot impress people these days. Try to impress yourself. Make yourself feel good.
Yeah.
Not try to impress others, because it's not gonna happen. Yes, so the new life is definitely gonna be an indoor lifestyle. I personally still want to grow my food. Or invest in Miss Nix. What do you mean?
Oh, wait.
People
priorities are so confusing. Some people don't like to think that, oh, I read that. Or invest it, Miss Nix.
Or invest it, Miss. Yes. That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true, James. Investment it means a lot. I truly believe I truly believe sitting on money sometimes is not really I wouldn't say it's not it's not right or it's wrong. But I do believe investing in things. I'm not talking about investing in clothes and shoes. No, invested in things that can bring back more to you than what you invest. And when you investing in something, make sure you know what you're investing in too. Because sometimes if you got to depend on someone to tell you what's going on, you don't know the works already. It's not a good idea to impress people. It's a good way to get.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly, James. Exactly. Eh, yes, you said it. You said it. It is a good way. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Because these days, you tell yourself people are watching you, they're watching you. So that's the next thing. It's better you be humble, and pay attention. Be humble, pay attention. No need to impress no one because the honest truth is, no one really cares. You understand? People really don't care. So focus on yourself and invest in things that can bring back return for you. That's what I think.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, I do agree with you. I do agree with you on that. I feel like it's better to invest your money. And I do agree on you with the with what you said about not sitting on money. I feel like you should invest your money. I feel like 'cause sitting on money, it's more easier to spend than you know what I'm saying. Where you can spend it on a land that's gonna bring back to you in maybe a year or two or something like that. So I feel like investing your money is like the better way to keep money and gain money. I feel like investing is the key.
Yes. Because you know what? Let me see. Okay. Michelle Nix. When I got out of the rat race, I got happy. I'm stress free, accepted for when the bugs eat my vegetables. I'm a first time gardener and I'm learning a lot. I appreciate your channel. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, we try to encourage everyone. We try to encourage everyone. It's not, sometimes we just want you to understand that if you're growing food, if you want to grow food, you say you don't want to eat the food from the store, but you're growing it. So we try to encourage you to grow it the way that makes sense. The natural way, like the older time. You remember in the older time how the people then they not used to use what we using today, but the food was full of nutrition, vitamins. That's where they used. Remember, in the old time, that's where they used to look. That was their hospital. That was their doctor. The food and the herbs. If you go back into the old time, your grandparents, where they used to look to food and herb. The herbs were their medicine. That's where they used to focus. They don't used to study hospital because they wasn't even there. You understand? They had no hospital. So they had was to use their knowledge and what they learned and put herbs together.
Wow.
Yes, and put herbs together to heal people.
Wow.
I remember growing up, people sick. It's herbs they use them to heal people. So that's what we're trying for encourage. Grow the food natural as you can, that you can able to get some nutrients out the food you actually growing. So that's why I'm encouraging people. If you have leaf in your garden, scrape them up. If you have a tree pushing leaf, scrape them in a corner and allow them to break down. They will help your soil really well.
Wow, that's something new to me. I didn't know you can do that. Like break up leaves and stuff like that, and put around your plants. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like in your raised bed in your canteen, and you put
Right. So
leaf,
it's like
and then you add
compost.
soil over, and that breakdown and that becomes soil compost
Wow.
for the plant, and it really works.
Wow.
It really, really works. So yes, guys, we hitting the new year. We hitting the new year. Guys, don't forget to hit the like button, all right? I will appreciate it. We hitting the new year, and we don't know what's coming, but you just got to expect better. You know what I'm saying? And try to do better for yourself. Let me see. I love James. I love a babylism planter. Okay, all right. Okay. Yes, sir, bell pepper from the grocery store. Don't even smell or taste like it. Exactly. Exactly. You said it right there. You go into a store full with bell pepper and you can't even smell a bell. You understand?
Yeah, that's true. That's
And,
true.
yeah, and then sometimes you have some bell pepper and it smell up the room you have the bell pepper into. You're not only smelling
Right.
bell
Yeah.
pepper
Yeah.
strong, and then the taste is on another level. So, so tasty.
Now that you said that woke me up because how is the store full of peppers and all type? You don't even smell it. You don't smell a bit of it. That is
Exactly.
crazy.
Exactly. You don't smell anything.
Yeah.
Full with peppers, but you're not smelling anything. Yes. So it's just different, man. It's different time, and we hitting a new year now, a new year, and I mean, we not expect it to be the same. It might be more difficult, but at the end of the day, we got to do what's best for we. Because at the end of the day, we got to live. We have our family to take care of. We have, oh, Bali's in. Oh, yes, yes, yes. I know what I mean, James. I got you. I know what you're saying. Yes. We just got to think. But I think we got to educate ourselves a lot more with the herbs. I think we got to learn more, pay more attention and learn about herbs, because we got to remember these are the things they used to be using in the old time. You know what I'm saying? These are the things. So that mean they're very helpful. Yeah. So we have to continue that journey of educating ourselves. This fix anytime you grow is better than what you get. Yes, definitely. Definitely. Hey Lashos, what's up? How you doing? Good to see you. All right. Happy holidays. Yes. It's so much going on today, man. It's so much going on today. We just got to pay more attention. Try to eat as healthy as we can, man, because let our food be our medicine. Let our food be our medicine. Because we can't eat food to damage our body. Then we looking for something to fix it. Because more the truth is, the truth is, most of the time, sometimes the situation, yeah, I could, yeah, yes, Lashos, I could check for you. I could check on that for you. All right? I'm check for that for you. They just get more expensive now. They get way expensive now. Yeah. Than few years ago. Man, few years ago you could have get them for nothing. But now it's way more expensive now. But I'm gonna definitely look into that for you. Yes, I will. I will. I definitely will. Yes, investment, investing. And and you guys can check Lashos out too because Lashos do a lot of investment as well. She do a lot of that on her channel, so that's a good place to learn about investment too. You see, the thing is, sometimes people might want to listen to the people who actually doing it and giving the information. They will rather listen to the names them out there. The names. But I'm gonna tell you this. Sometimes we go into depths and give you information because we want you to learn another route. And we're not asking for you for any money. So we'll give you the whole push through. You understand? These big people, what they do, they give you pieces, pieces and pieces, because they want you to keep paying.
All right.
Yeah, you see what I'm coming
Yeah.
from? If I tell you, if I come out and I start talking about land, they're gonna say, "Oh, where you know about land?"
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But if the big guy come down, and most of the time, what these people do, you understand? They tell you bits and pieces and leave you in the middle like road.
Right.
You check what I'm saying? So guys, you could check out Lashos because she talk a lot about real estate and her journey is amazing. You understand? Sometimes we can listen to the people who actually doing it than try to listen to the big guys because the big ones is surely not giving you the key to everything. I'm telling you, they're leaving you in the middle of the road. You got to figure out the rest. Okay. Let me see what James say. Okay. I want to move off the grid, bro. Listen to me, that's the best life, you know. I'm telling you right now, that's the best life you could ever live. I'm telling you. And a lot, believe it or not, a lot of people is doing it. I'm telling you, a lot of people is pushing off the grid. I'm for real. I'm seeing people, you know what let me tell you what I'm seeing too. I'm seeing people selling their big homes and gone to these small little homes. I'm seeing that with my own eyes. Some people going out, way out in the bushes because people try and forget this lifestyle. You have no what you call it, no privacy at all. This type of lifestyle. Okay. You welcome, you welcome. Wait, let me see what James say. All right. People don't understand that you can eat yourself into good health just as you eat yourself into that's true. That is true. That is true. Your food is your medicine. That's what people used to do for them older people. I remember you got to walk 2 miles going up in the mountain just to change the animal. You understand? You know, that time the people strong and the food you eating was make you strong.
Yeah.
Because everything was different.
Yeah.
But even though in the island certain part is even changing, that people prefer the processed food than their real food now. This thing is real. You know?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say this. A problem I see going on is like I know was mentioned in there. A small guy with real information, nobody wanna listen to unless you have a name.
Yeah.
Even though you show proof in what you're doing, people are interested. You have to have a name.
Yeah.
Without a name, that's what pull. With a name, they pull. You pull their attention. Without a name, you could be talking gold. They're not interested.
Yeah.
And that is sad. And that's why so much information is just going in the air and just disappear. Because people don't want to hear the truth. And what is real is all they want to hear, what song good in the ears.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Okay, let me see what James saying. Young man, you are getting a wealth. Oh, read this what James is saying.
Young man, you are getting a wealth of knowledge, bro. Say this and come back to it from time to time. Yeah, I will. I definitely will.
Yep.
I definitely will. I learned a lot here talking to you guys, and I really do appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're welcome. This is real information you getting, and this is the thing, man. This type of information don't get nowhere because people not interested.
Yeah.
Is more entertainment. People want to hear drama today than real life survival skills, how to survive, invest. But like me, I don't mention without a name. Nobody want to hear you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Are you full of information because you might be actually doing it? Are you sharing the step how you do it?
Nobody want to hear unless you got a name.
You got to have a name. And that don't make any sense. You understand? You have to, information now, we in an information stage. But you also got to know which information to cling to and which information for push aside. You understand? Because it's so much. So you can't just hold on to everything. You have to put some aside.
Yeah.
You got to see what makes sense and what ain't make sense.
All right.
You know? But yes, I glad we was able to have this conversation, young man. I know it's getting late, so I appreciate you coming through and having this conversation.
Yes,
All right?
Anytime, you know.
We're gonna do it again.
Okay, yes.
Because I believe the younger people, they might prefer hear it from a younger person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What's being said here is real, you know, that will put you far ahead of your peers.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, because a lot of people don't know this stuff, I feel like. And knowing this stuff, trust me, yeah, you will be ahead of them.
Yep. Yeah, man. These information, these conversations should always, because this is where, I hear a young man was telling an older guy the other day, because the older guy was telling him some. I don't know what he was telling him, but the younger guy feel like the older guy. He telling the older guy, "You all fail us."
Damn.
And you know, and when he said that, you know, I said, "Wait, God damn, we mean you know fail us?" But the guy continued talking and he said, "You guys never stand up, you understand? Basically, you ain't never stand up for nothing. You're supposed to be about something.
Right.
It's either I stand for something or I stand for nothing." Yeah, and it's sad to hear a young person is telling an older person that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, there's a lot of information. Grab whatever. Okay, Michelle, let's say, hold on. What she say?
When will your next live happen?
Well, tomorrow. I'll be going live tomorrow as well. I'll be going live tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yes, and I also do pop up from time to time. Like pop up, like just go live. Sometimes I go live direct from my garden. So maybe you should hit the notification bell. So when I go live, you might get the notification. Because sometimes a lot of people say they do not get no notification when I'm live. But I do go live pretty often, and I will be going live tomorrow night as well, because this conversation is very important, especially for the younger people. All right, and we have all this information and all this knowledge. It's for us to pass it on to them. At least they have the information. So all they do now, they put the knowledge and the information to work. Okay, let me see what James say. You should learn how to preserve food as in many ways you can. Yes, James, I'm doing that right now. I'm doing that right now. Last year, I always preserve food, but last year I did it on another level. And this year, yes. Because there's so much, you know, there's so many ways you can preserve food these days. And if you're growing food, you're supposed to learn to preserve food. All right. So yes, I'm doing that on another level now. Because you can't grow food and not able to preserve them. Because sometimes you could lose a lot of food in that form. And then you don't want to put everything you grow in the refrigerator. What if something happened? What if there's no electricity? What if your fridge broke down? So you want to able to have options, which I think is one of the most important thing. Having option, backup plans.
Right.
So yes, guys, thank you all for coming out tonight. We're gonna be live tomorrow again. You guys can join us with this type of conversation. We should take this conversation into the new year because, guys, it mightn't be by your doorstep, but a lot of people is really struggling today. A lot of people is losing their job because now these machines could do a lot of things that we used to do. So it's now the competing. So now you got to be self-sufficient. You got to be skillful. Learn these skills that you can feed your family. You might got to get back to barter system where you might be able to exchange labor for something. Or you exchange some food for something. These are the ways you got to set up yourself. People might think this is a joke, but this ain't no joke. Because when you're going to know it ain't no joke is if there's no food and you have children to feed and they're looking at you and tell you they're hungry. That's when reality gonna hit you. That's when reality gonna hit a lot of people. If you notice, nothing happened like before. Before you used to have to wait years for something. Things happening so fast these days. So you don't know when something gonna happen. So you got to be prepared. And how to be prepared? Knowledge, information, skills could take you a long way. Because as crazy it might look for someone to go out there and catch some fire outside, or learn to catch fire outside. One day, that might be so important that you need to catch fire outside to be able to cook some food for you and your family. And if you can't do that, that's when you're going to realize how serious these skills well needed. So guys, take your time, learn different things. The entertainment and the drama is not going to help you catch some fire outside. Skills, information, knowledge could help you. Focus on that for the new year. Focus on being positive. Focusing on uplifting yourself. Focusing on being humble. Humbleness make you see and understand your destiny. Humbleness make you understand and see your destiny. Because when you humble, you become more understanding and you see more clearer instead of the arrogance. The arrogance you don't see. The arrogance blindfold you. But humbleness make things become clear. So go through 2025 being humble. It will make you see and understand your destiny. All right? So good night, everyone. Thank you, Paul, for coming through. Appreciate you.
Good night, everybody. Hope you have a good night. It was a nice night tonight. We had a good conversation, I feel like. So good night, everyone.
All right. Good night, brother. All right. So guys, James, Michelle, Lashos, thank you guys for coming out tonight, man. This was a very good live, very informative. Like how you guys come in the chat and share your opinion. Truly appreciate you guys. So you guys have a blessed and wonderful night. We see you guys tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's continue this journey. All right. Good night, guys. Good night, Lashos. All right. Good night, Michelle. Good night, James. All right.